Happy Monday, everybody. So happy Monday, everybody. It's been a really long weekend of Halloween goodness. Well, actually a long week because we started on Wednesday with the employee preview for Halloween Horror Nights. Got like 2 hours of sleep into Thursday and I got no sleep there with debacles at Cabana Bay, and then into pretty much just getting like a couple hours of sleep every night at Halloween Horror Nights. Shooting over to Mickey's Not So Scary last night. Not the greatest game plan of all time if folks are trying to do the same thing. And check this out. This is just the tip of the iceberg with candy that we got from Mickey's Not So Scary. Mary's bag for candy was left in the car, so the candy needs a little refrigeration rehab, if you know what I mean, because they do give you chocolate, which completely melts. So I know I'm way behind on answering comments, and I see, you know, we've got like probably, at least last count, like 68 different videos that had comments on them, multiples, requesting feedback, and I apologize because when we're out, something's got to give between work and filming and editing and stuff like that, and comments is the thing that gives at this point. Having said that, I think there's a couple of common questions that folks ask. Like I saw a bunch of things pop up about, you know, how were you able to wear a mask at Mickey's Not So Scary, and I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback about Mickey's Not So Scary here and maybe answer that question and maybe give you a little bit of feedback about Halloween Horror Nights so far as well. Mickey's Not So Scary, for masks, you are allowed to wear them as long as you can see where you are going. Your eyes need to be visible. So that was one thing that we tried to find out research on because it's very ambiguous on the website. The folks at Disney did not mind the mask at all, had no problems with it, and a lot of folks even joked around about it. And Jessie is pointing out she's off camera eating at the moment, but there were folks with Kylo Ren masks on, so we did see Kylo Ren. Actually, the one costume that we did see the most out of anything at Mickey's Not So Scary was Alice in Wonderland, and it was all over the place, which was really surprising.
It was just like families.
Yeah, families that were wearing it. I don't know if you could hear Jessie, but she's whispering. Last year we had a thing in our video where we counted how many folks were dressed as Anna and Elsa, and this year those costumes were really far and few between. It was a lot of Alice in Wonderland costumes. The other thing about Mickey's Not So Scary, you know, it's kind of the same thing every year, right? So you get trick-or-treating, which is a lot of fun. There's some rare characters and some photo ops that you don't get normally, which is a lot of fun. The lines for rides are typically smaller. And you have the Booty You Parade, which is really fun. The fireworks are some of the best fireworks that the Magic Kingdom offer on an annual basis. But there's a lot of people. So we went on a Sunday night when you would anticipate that maybe folks would be home because they need to get ready for work or school and things like that. But it was packed. So there's one part in the video that we showed you of just how many thousands of people were walking down the block at one time. But having said that, virtually every ride was empty yesterday except for Mine Train. Mine Train was running like 20 to 40 minutes at times, and the Haunted Mansion was running 20 plus minutes until the time that we hit it, kind of at that sweet spot where it said 13 minutes, which, you know, was basically a walk-on at that point. The new show with Hocus Pocus, I anticipate was maybe a little bit more geared towards trying to pull in a Disney property that folks recognize over the years. I love the movie Hocus Pocus. I wasn't blown away by the stage show, and I think that folks have been raving about it. I love the villains part of it. I don't necessarily know if the Hocus Pocus stuff was all that fantastic, but I think I probably say the same thing about Bill and Ted's for Halloween Horror Nights as well. I'm not so sure that the Mickey's Not So Scary thing is maybe worth the value of what they charge for it at times, especially when it gets further in the season, because it's not that all that different from the normal day at Magic Kingdom, although you do have those extra special pieces. But having said that, I almost think that you need to go more than one time in order to try to see everything and not feel completely rushed. Because we basically, I don't know if you can really convey it in the video, but we're like here the whole time, just trying to beat the clock and get everything in that we can possibly get in. But that's a common theme at Universal for Halloween Horror Nights as well. And I know we've said this a bunch of times in videos, that if you don't pay for Express or the RIP tour at Universal, you're most likely not going to be able to see everything that they have to offer. The houses this year, I think it's a mixed batch. It's almost like a tale of two different events at Halloween Horror Nights. I think some houses are incredibly strong, and some houses are really not that strong. And they may get better as the event goes on, which is what typically happens. But right now, there's definitely houses that I'm sitting here thinking about, like I want to hit again, that and some that I could probably never go back in again this year. So now Jessie's finished her food, and her head is giant on the screen compared to me back here. Because wanted to talk to you about what we thought our house rankings were for this year so far. And Jessie's going to interject with her color commentary. Hopefully not hating everything, because she's become emo Jessie when it comes to the houses at Halloween Horror Nights. She demands to be like scared to the point where she's falling on the floor, I think.
No.
At times. But anyway, I'm going to go in reverse order of what I think the houses are this year. Out of the 9 houses, the 9th house is Purge. I think that Purge is not very good, but having said that, I feel bad for saying that Purge is bad, only because it is a house that was built upon kind of the ashes of another house. If you guys are hardcore Halloween Horror Nights fans, you know that they had another property that they were working with. It got scrapped last minute, and they brought in the Purge. So basically, it's a lot of strobe lights. The characters from kind of like the scare zone from the movies are back again this year. And the characters do a great job, the scare actors. I don't want to say that anyone's not doing their job, because I think the stuff that they're doing is great. I just think the house itself really didn't deliver, because it is basically the house from the other property. And having said that, you can go through the first room in the house and you'll see a corpse that kind of looks like potentially, possibly Drew Barrymore hanging there. And you walk through a garage that has an open refrigerator that looks like it's a scene from some other potential movie. But anyway, after the Purge, I'd say Walking Dead is the second to last house on our list. And Walking Dead, I didn't think it was good at all. And I saw lights on, like, when I'm asking the horror stuff, and that stuff looked really great. Like, you could see a church from the season and different things, but in the house itself, you can't see anything. And there's even reused props from prior years, which I just think, for a property that brings in so many people, it really was not very good this year.
I thought it was okay.
American Werewolf in London, I'd say, is our number 7 house. I loved this house in 2013. This year, I don't know what it is, but we've been through it a couple of times, and like the stuff in the first couple of rooms is either just missing, or the scares are missing. It's definitely not on par with what it was a couple of years ago, and I don't know if there's more pieces that need to be coming into the house, or we're just missing this stuff altogether.
These are your houses, not mine.
Okay.
In the ranking, because I have them differently.
So what would you think is the worst house?
No, the Purge is the worst house, but I was saying,
yeah,
like, I have it differently after that.
Yeah, and then what would you think is the second to last worst house?
Oh, hold on a second. I just did in my head. Run.
Run. Okay, so Run I have as the 6th worst, or 6th best house, rather. Run, I think, is always in a tough spot, that spot that's over by Disaster. There's some scare actors in there that I know you guys are watching the channel, and I think you guys are doing a great job.
You did good. It's just
the story is very difficult to convey in that space, and I know that there's a great story to go with that house, but the projection that's outside on the building doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. And as you're going through the house, it's so dark, and some of the signs are the lighting was not working right, like the digital thing telling you where you were at and stuff. You just kind of lost. And I think as more of a casual fan, and that's what I'm kind of thinking at, I think folks are going to go through there and be like, what the heck is going on? And that's what I thought the last couple of times. So that was number 8 for you. Mm-hmm. After Run, and just to keep track here, as far as the house rankings from Jessie's perspective, she had done the same thing as us. Worst house, Purge. Her second least favorite house, or ranked 8 for her, was Run. For us was Walking Dead. 7 for us was American Werewolf. 7 for her is also American Werewolf. 6 for her is The Walking Dead. 6 for us was Run. Getting to 5 for us, I put Asylum as the 5th best house. Asylum I thought was better this year as far as a 3D property than prior really 3D houses. It's not very scary, so that's what I mean.
I screamed in that house.
Okay. It's not, I didn't really find much scariness in there. There's a lot of fun stuff in that house, and I love Alice in Wonderland. The 3D tunnel that you go through to begin with, they've done that a bunch of times in the past. This year was the worst 3D tunnel that we've been in, and when I mean worst for me. I got so dizzy that at the first night on Employee Preview, I fell into Zombie Chris as we were walking in the house. And then the other night, I had to hold the handrails because it's that dizzying. So
that's why I screamed, because the person came out like right afterwards.
Yep. So Jesse had that ranked the same. The number 4 house, we both also have the same ranking. It's Body Collectors. That house has so much in it. There's a lot of throat slashing in that house. A lot of
spine throat, like
a lot of kills.
But it's a cool house. That's the point of the Body Collectors.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like going through the house a lot, and there's a lot of scare actors in that house. Mary's saying a lot of blood in the back. But number 3, I had Insidious as number 3, and Jesse has Freddy vs. Jason as number 3. But Insidious, to me, is a phenomenal house. We did that on the media preview night, and I was blown away. I'm still blown away with it. I know we have viewers that work in the Insidious house also, that you guys are knocking it out of the park. It's just so tough to choose, like, for me, the best house this year, because, like I said, there's a tale of 2 different sets of houses. You know, I can go through my top 4 over and over and over again, and then kind of the rest of them, right now, I'm not feeling it like I.
Well, you can go through Asylum, top 5.
But Insidious, awesome. I love the characters in Insidious, and it is such a creepy house. And the one room where you're going all the way down the hallway into like the further, that is really super creepy with those hands that are kind of reaching out and touching you. The number 2 house that I had was 25 Years. Jesse also has that as her number 2 house. I would choose that as number 1, except for the fact that Halloween Horror Nights is kind of missing props in some of their houses and zones and stuff at this point, and the event is open. But 25 Years, there's supposed to be multiple Jacks, and when we went to the media preview, we were told that there's like 3 generations of Jacks in there. And I know that the Jack placeholders are in there, and the people are dressed in the costume, but they're either in their masks and wigs, or their wigs are just not ready, or what's going on. But
some have face paint on.
Yeah, it really takes away from my enjoyment of the house. Number 1, I have Freddy vs. Jason. Jesse had Insidious again. Freddy vs. Jason, to me, same thing on the line of Halloween last year. It's this year, Freddy vs. Jason. Unbelievable. And they've taken 2 properties and jammed it into one house instead of just the Michael Myers property. Now you have Jason, you have Freddy Krueger, and you're going through both of their areas that are so well known from the movies, and the interaction with them. I mean, we thought it was phenomenal the first couple times that we went through it, and then we went through it on Saturday night, and it was chock full of actors. I mean, there was more people in there than I think we've seen in prior times. It was
Sunday night?
Saturday night. Sunday we went to Mickey's Leicester Square.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. Amazing. I can't say enough about that house. And I legit get scared every time that I go through that house. All right, so the last thing I wanted to say before we get out of the Halloween talk altogether is that we wouldn't say we were exhausted this past weekend from walking and from the past week. It is unbelievable the amount of walking that you're going to do. So 2 pro tips. If you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, aside from folks that are drinking considerably at the event, if you want to keep yourself hydrated, besides the adult beverages, if you have any type of cup or bottle that you use or anything like that, the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines, you can get ice cold water for free. It's free 99 the entire night. You find the Coke Freestyle machine, you put your bottle or cup underneath it, you hit the option for water, it comes out ice cold. You can get ice in your drinks as well. So you can't beat that. The walking, you guys need to bring comfortable shoes. I see folks coming in with high heels
and sandals
and shoes and flip-flops that you're going to walk around. We were logging on average about 10 miles a day walking around the parks. It is a lot of walking. So you're walking at minimum, when we were at the parks, at least 5 miles. It goes by really quick and you don't realize it as you're doing the walking, but it is insane, and you're going to be in pain if you're not dressed appropriately. So anyway, those were thoughts on Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary. Both awesome events.
Yeah.
We got to get out to Hall of Scream. We'll probably do that sometime in October, so you guys will see us at Hall of Scream, and then local haunts as well. Halloween season's amazing in Orlando. You wouldn't think it because outside it's still 90 degrees.
And it doesn't have any color or anything.
Yeah. Anyway, that was it for our review of stuff. Thank you for all of your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and have a great night. See you guys.